In the Clone Wars, nothing was off limits. Special situations demanded special troops. And special troops demanded special weapons.
New leader standing by.
Red leader standing by.
The DC-12U, weapon that would become both the symbol of liberation and later subjugation. I'll be honest, this was a very niche weapon to research. With limited presence in the form of a few episodes and a bunch of comics, it never reached a wide audience. But perhaps that's why it's interesting. After all, the weapon was made for a very specific purpose in the war. And just like the DC-15 series, this one was also manufactured by Blastech Industries, although at its core it was really just a modification of an older model. Nonetheless, it carried some similarity with the DC-15A, DC-15S, and the DC-15X. And when it comes to the technical side of things, we do have a bunch of details to say about this weapon. First, let's talk about the look. This weapon is very bulky, very spherical, and that's primarily because of its ruggedized design. It allowed the weapon to endure the harsh underwater environment that would test it constantly. But this rugged build came with drawbacks, in form of limited customization beyond an underbarrel rail. The rail could support a high-powered glow light, giving the user the possibility to light up the depths for longer distances. Then, it followed a double-barrel design, firing not one but two low-power blue bolts per shot on semi-automatic. And to make up for the bulky design, Blastech has added a collapsible stock feature to the weapon in hopes to make it easier to handle. And it was indeed easier to handle. The collapsible stock had a considerable effect on maneuverability, as it allowed the troopers to switch between long and short stocks based on their needs. And, when fighting underwater with little to no place to stabilize your weapon, that feature became paramount for success in combat. When we're talking about the price of the weapon, it's sitting in between the DC-15S and the DC-15A at 16,000 credits. As the weapon was niche, it had no real-world counterpart. Instead, I would call it a composite design. Primarily because it borrowed features from many other world designs mixed into one weapon. The barrel borrowed inspiration from a break-action double-barrel shotgun. The underbarrel glow lights is similar to the tack lights, which are used by many militaries all around the world. And the collapsible stock, reminiscing of the AR platform. Not having any direct counterpart makes sense, as in today's world there aren't many mass-produced underwater rifles. Beyond systems such as the Soviet APS or the SPP-1, there isn't much to go about. Technical secrecy and limited operational need kept these systems somewhat rare, but this will likely change in the future. Now, what's a specialized weapon without a specialized soldier? Luckily, we don't need an answer for that, as the DC-12U was used by the GAR's Scuba Troopers. Think about Special Boat Service or the Frogmen. Trained and equipped for underwater battle, they see the DC-12U like your average clone sees the DC-15. And with custom armor, fins, and propulsion devices, it's safe to assume the Scuba Trooper's helmet heads-up display was compatible with the DC-12U's targeting system, maintaining a seamless connection. Interesting enough, after the fall of the Republic, this weapon did not follow the same fate as the DC-15 has. It was instead adopted by the new Imperial Stormtrooper Corps, equipping the new Seatroopers. Although unknown to most, this weapon carried a large impact on the war, being present in most if not all underwater combat. One of those notable planets it was present on was Mon Calamari, in which the weapon became a tool of liberation in the hands of the Scuba Troopers as they were aiding the Mon Calamari and the Quarrens in their fight against the Separatist Alliance. Yet, in almost a poetic way, it also became a tool of conquest, returning to the same planet years later in the hands of the Seatroopers. This time, its objective was to subjugate the same race it helped liberate in the past. Now, at the end of the day, whether it liberated or conquered planets, the DC-12U was a weapon of war. And it fulfilled its mission for both the Republic and, later, the Empire. A very niche, but also a very unique weapon, it carried its own weight in the universe we love to explore. And with that said, this was the DC-12U, a special weapon for a special purpose, handled by a special soldier. Thank you for watching, and until next time.